Hey guys, Mickey from Motorcycle Mechanical. Obviously, it's not the video I really wanted to do. Where we're at my Dubai shop. Things have come to an end. It's unfortunate, but I had no choice. Where it all started, I had a bright idea because I've been told by a couple of people Dubai is like the money place. To be honest with you, Dubai is the money place. There is a lot of money to be made in Dubai. There's a lot of networking. There's a lot of things that could happen in Dubai. But obviously it takes time, takes effort. And running two businesses in two separate countries with two different time zones wasn't the brightest idea at the time. Look, I wasn't thinking right, but hey, we all make mistakes and we all learn. So it was a good mistake. It was a good baseball bat for me. So it is what it is. Where did I start? I started 2 years ago. I started with this idea. Look, we started with nothing. We started with no dynos, no tunes. A couple of friends I knew have been helping me, pushing with me. I started Element Performance. We became friends. We were using their shop. We had my dyno there. We were tuning cars. Then I realized, look, we're not going to get any more work because we're coming to a standstill. No one knows us. No one wants to tune GDRs. No one wants to be at that level with us where they're at that level. They don't know who I am. They watch videos, but they're not into drag racing like we are and having 7-second GDRs. Not many people walked up to me and said, hey, you're the guy that rolled the GDR. But then not many people knew who I was. So I started the Element. From Element, I met Fike from Kansas. We've met Fike. Fike wanted to downsize. I said, I'll take the factory next door because look, I need to start working on cars. I need to start pushing. I was struggling at this point because I've outlaid for a dyno, I've outlaid everything, flights, accommodation, coming, going. I've come and gone maybe X amount of times, 5-6 times. And I was starting to hurt my business in Australia because obviously not being there, look, I've got a good crew, I've got good boys, they work, they get stuff done, but it's not the same when I'm not there because customers don't want to talk to me, you know? So I started to hurt there and I slowed down with racing there and I slowed down pushing over there, which wasn't the greatest idea. It did hurt me financially, I'm not gonna lie. Got to a point where I was out. Like I got to a point where I hit rock bottom. Look, I went through a depression stage, I went through a mental health stage. It is what it is. I guess trying to be successful is there's good times and bad times with everything. So I gave it a crack, I was happy I did. Sometimes I hated myself, but hey, it is what it is. So we teamed up, me and Kansas, and we started pushing the GDRs. I took my GDR to roll racing. The guys were freaking like, wow, an RB last. These guys roll racing at GDR. We took the Super Diaz Marina. It was good. We brought Andrew Hawkins here for videos and coverage, and we pushed. From what I had, from what money I had and what I had, I think I did as good as I can do it. So it got to a point where I was pushing late nights, tuning cars to 1, 2, 3 in the morning Australia time. And obviously it hurts on the other end because you're not focusing on your family, you're not focusing on your business. It's a financial risk that I did take. It put me in a hole where I was out. Like I got to a point where I was out. So look, I had to come up with a decision. I had to give up. Like it was the point where I'm not gonna go any more forward with this because I'm not there to push. I'm not there to meet clients. I'm not there to post on Instagram. I'm not there. And that's obviously where the biggest thing with Dubai, it's marketing. It's getting to know people. It's networking. There is definitely a lot of money, a lot of good people here. There is a lot of GDRs here. There's a lot of JDM cars. There's Evos, there's Supras. Look, they might not be as sick as us in Australia where they don't drive them every weekend like we do. They don't do burnouts like we do. They don't race like we do, but do they enjoy building them? Yes. Do they restore them? Yes. Do they love their high-end brands, Midori, Jun, HKS? That's what they're still in the old school, the 90s. But they're coming out of the woodworks, but I don't think it's yet. I think there's a couple of more years in it. So I'd made a decision. I said, listen, I'm on rock bottom. I've borrowed money off my family members. I've hit it and I've lacked my business in Australia. So I got to a point where I said, look, it's done. I have to give up. So I came now when it was a Christmas break in Australia. I came, sold my dyno, sold my parts. I'm more than grateful for everyone that helped me with all the suppliers and more than grateful with everyone that helped me. I won't lie, I'm grateful. But it come to a point where I said, listen, it's time I give it up. We're still working with Kansan. Obviously, we're still going to build engines. We're still going to try to push. But look, it's going to be a slow push. I've got to get back on my feet and I've got to push forward. So now I'm at a point where I've sold the dyno. I've finished off all the jobs I had here. Made sure I've done the right thing by everyone, because obviously I don't want to do the wrong thing by anyone. And now it's time to go back to Australia, focus on my cars there, push. I've sent the GDR and the Supra to America. I'm going to go do Texas TX2K in hope that I could sell the car to someone over there. Based on America laws with the whole registration, and that is a lot easier than Dubai. Obviously, single turbo cars, roll cage, parachute, dry sumped, X amount. You all know about the Supra and the GDR. It's obviously not a car that you could drive around here on the street in Dubai. So I had made a decision that instead of sending them back to Australia, let's send them to America. Let's go racing with Americans. Let's go have some fun. Let's try our luck. Let's try selling them there. Maybe we'll find a new home from there. And we can push in America, and obviously we can go forward. So the decision was made. I packed the container yesterday. Cars are on their way. They're at Jebel Al Aliya on the way now. So hopefully we're going to make it for TX2K. Now, pretty much I'm done here. It's my last night here. I've packed up. Dyno leaves tomorrow. And it's unfortunate. It definitely is. It hurts. As much as it hurts, I'm going to try. Look, if anyone knows me, they know Mick Mansour doesn't give up. I roll the GDR and I still race GDRs. I still don't lift. But if you know me, just remember, I will be back.